Jimmy Taylor. Two Exeter councillors have been cleared after being accused of overspending on election expenses. With more, here's Josh Tate.
Reform councillors Neil and Tony Stevens, along with their election agent Rob Sheridan, were taken to the High Court after being reported by fellow councillor Ed Hill. Mr Justice Martin Spencer said any mistakes made by Neil Stevens and Rob Sheridan were in good faith. This was caused by confusion over who should pay for podcasts and whether leaflets delivered before the campaign period should be included. It was also found that Tony Stevens had not breached any rules. Devon and Cornwall Police say they're considering the judgment before deciding whether to continue their investigation.
Hey guys, my name is Rob Sheridan. I'm hosting this conversation with Neil Stevens. And hey, we got a great show tonight, don't we, guys?
Certainly have, Rob.
We do.
Awesome, thanks. And so let's kick it off by having the first slide. What do you think, Jess? Huh? So on that first slide, we've got something going on there, which is basically Neil. There's no overspend, and there's no mistakes. There's no expenses, unnecessary expenses on the return there.
Well,
right?
well, there is mistakes. We actually filled in the return wrong, so there is mistakes. All right, which I put my hand up to, but it's very minor mistakes. And what I could really say is I've put in too many receipts which I shouldn't have put in.
Exactly. It says mistake, which includes too many unnecessary expenses. We were too honest. Anyway, we got Neil and Tony. Like I said, we have Nat returning to us. Thanks, Nat, for coming on.
No problem.
And tonight we're going to focus on our interesting journey that we've had for a number of months to really kind of exonerate our good names. And I tell you what, it's been a heck of a week. Hey guys, let's roll, okay? Tony, why don't you kick us off? Tell us who you are, and then we'll go around the room here, okay?
I'll be quick. I'm Neil's brother, county councillor myself. I stood in the May elections, and luckily enough, I've won. It's been interesting. I can't deny that. Obviously, it's been a sort of bit of a ride for the last 5 months, for various things. But now that's all finished. I think it's now getting on with the job, isn't it?
That's super, Tony. Hey, what about you, Neil? Which division do you represent again?
Okay, so I'm Alphington and Carrick Division. What a roller coaster journey in the last 5 months. Okay, I am Reform. I know that different people are aligned with different parties. We've managed to get elected because the people of these areas are disillusioned. They want change. I want change. And I feel Conservative or Labour, Reform is the answer to you. But it has been a roller coaster. And the next 20, 30 minutes, we're going to go into how it affected our lives being nominated as a candidate, becoming a candidate, and then the last few months, which has been an ordeal. That's what I'm going to say. And
sure
each one of us need to release this pressure.
It's fighting the good name that you had, isn't it? And we all had.
Yeah. And we're just going to tell the story generally from start to finish.
That's something we couldn't obviously talk about before.
Thanks very much. And for those that haven't seen Nat before, Nat, tell us about who you are just very briefly, please, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm Councillor Nat Vanstone for the Broadcliff Division, representing Reform. Absolutely loving the job, and now going forward, I think the learning bits sort of getting done, and we get on and do some serious work now. No excuses, and represent Devon to the best of our ability.
Fantastic. And hey, just play that slide that we played before, Nat, on his pony there. Is that what it is, pony?
Shanks' pony.
I never get over that. That's brilliant.
I'll never get over that.
Can I just step in here now?
Yeah.
Can I just step in very quickly? In this, we're not going scripted tonight. We're just doing it from our heart. Reason Nat's on here tonight is he has supported all three of us from the beginning when these allegations came against us. He also come to London, and we've invited him back because he's a true friend of ours. and I have total respect for him. Also, it's going to be a bit of a different role tonight, Rob.
Yeah.
Because, Rob, you were part of this. It affected you as well as it affected us. So I'm looking at Rob now, and he's going to be telling
Well, he's
how
going to be
he felt.
contributing as well.
Yeah, okay.
Instead of
Sorry to
leading
interrupt
us
you,
on.
Rob, and I'll hand
Which
it back
is a
to you.
surprise to him as well, obviously, judging by his face.
And
I'm in the shadow.
On my part,
Well, you fell into the trap, Jess. Let's put it the slide about me, I guess, eh? I've got a slide here. And,
you knew.
Anyway, I have the privilege of living next door to Neil and Donna, which sometimes isn't a privilege because I'm over here about 6 o'clock in the morning sometimes. And last night I was here about 10 o'clock, Neil. And I'm a retired NHS finance professional. I've worked for the NHS since 1997, and I'm a retired U.S. Air Force Lieutenant Colonel. I was privileged to have been just one of 30 volunteers. We're all unpaid volunteers, aren't we, Neil?
Yep.
And we all got together and we gave a tremendous result, didn't we? Really. It just played that little funky video of me back in April, I think. Hi, my name is Rob Sheridan, and I'm the campaign manager for the Exeter branch of the Reform UK Party. I support 9 candidates for the branch, along with a great team of social media experts, Twitter gurus, Facebook geniuses, press agents, video techno wizards, and I'm hoping that you will vote for all of our candidates in the election on May 1st.
And it shows you how effective that was, Rob, I will add.
What do you think, Tony? Am I as handsome
Well,
as you are?
it's certainly better than my video, isn't it? And it makes a change not to show my video. But it did show how effective you were and what you said because of the results we got. I mean, we did technically make history.
Yeah.
Down in the Exeter area and Devon as a whole.
Yeah. And as I said to a number of people, actually, I have some qualification. I've done some interesting things, but I call myself a nobody. And we are an army of nobodies, and we became somebodies by delivering this great result. So if you don't have any skill sets, or if you have a lot of skill sets, everybody can contribute to making a great result.
Yeah, no matter how small, you'll all have something that we would like to get out of you.
Thank you so much, Tony. Now, we've got a call-in feature tonight. Please give us a call on the mobile phone there. The number's on the screen. You've got to get a website and a code and to dial in once you call that phone number. And we'd love to hear from you. So, what do you think, Neil? Should we crack on here?
Yeah, I think Nat wanted to say something, actually, and he was very respectful. So, Nat, what are you going to say?
I think from my point of view, it's an honour to stand by you guys and to support you going through everything you went through. I don't think anybody quite realises how much hassle you've had, and then having to sit through all of that and the cost. Like in life, we're a team, and if we can show a bit of humanity to each other and love and care about other people's problems, and stand up for one another, that is a great way to go forward in life. So thank you for taking me on
us on that journey.
Putting you under our wing.
Journey. But yeah, I've
to London anyway.
Always have your backs. Always have your backs. And never ever doubt that.
Yeah, thank you for that, and I appreciate that. And I could tell you a lot about Nat and his all good things. We're going to start from a summary, and then we're going to walk you through our experiences. Remember, we are not politicians. We came onto this because of our grandchildren, our children. I'm lucky to have 2 grandchildren. How many you got, Tony?
I've got 2 at the moment.
2 at the moment, and that is our life. All right, we're not career politicians, yet. The way we're carrying on, we're looking at being career because
I hope not.
I've seen so much. Right, let's look at the High Court ruling. All right, we're not here to slander anybody. We're not going to bring names into this, and we're not going to say who done it, who did this, and all that.
I don't think we're allowed to.
Well, no, I'm just going to tell the story as honest and open, how it affected myself, affected my wife, my children, my friends, and Rob, which affected him quite a lot, and reason he was here at 10 o'clock last night. Right, the High Court ruling, the application was to exonerate us from doing anything wrong. All right, a lot of people, or out on some of the news outlets, has said we were taken to court. Let's get this correct. I took ourselves to court to get the judge to make relief. Now, if you don't know what relief is, we'll come on to that in a minute. But the judgment was that there was errors, which we both accept.
Well, there are errors that we included too many expenses.
Yeah, it's too many we put in
that's
there.
The way.
Got a bit carried away.
But he basically looked at it, he reviewed it, and he said, in good faith, you have done nothing wrong.
That's right.
Right, so that was the summary.
And not only that, but the fundamental thing is we did not exceed the spending limit.
Right, so it was pointed out to me, our first brochure or leaflet, should I say, it had to be transparent, honesty, integrity, and all these keywords. Well, these are the things I stand for, Tony stands for, Nat, and Reform stand for. Okay, we'll come on to our story and we'll cover all that. The problem is we were too honest. Right, and that honesty, we took an individual's advice, accepted that advice, but the advice was wrong. All right, but after 127 pieces of evidence and affidavits, which you can find online.
Well, it was your life, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, but we're going to tell you our story from the beginning. And like I said, we're not here to throw stones in glass houses. We're not going to mention about individual people. We're just going to tell you how it affected us.
Yeah.
Because it did affect us.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
looking at my
massive.
wife. I'm looking at my friends
Yeah.
here. We've got 5-6 people supporting us. You know, it affected us.
Yeah.
So let's start from the story, how it all began.
I don't know. There's never a good time to say this, Neil, because today is a lot different than Tuesday. But when you mentioned how it affected us, a couple of my family know how it affected them and affected me personally, because on Tuesday, there were 8 of us in the courtroom, and you saw what happened to me. And it was something that happened to me that I haven't had happen in about 8 years, when I had a battle with trying to get access to my daughter. It was a hell of a battle that we put through, guys. And when the judge read out the verdict, I was overcome with joy and relief, and I cried like a baby. I don't want to ever have to go through that again. I won't go through that again.
Let's tell the story from the beginning, and let's end up why and what happened on the actual day. And I'll tell you what, it has been a journey.
I mean, you don't wish it on anyone, I will add this.
Well, it's a journey.
Yeah.
And you know, there's rules and regs. So remember, Tony and I are long-time residents of this. You know, I was born in Myrtle Close. We moved to Queens Road. I still live in Queens Road, and I can still throw a stone in my mother's garden. Yeah, Tony says I'm a mummy's boy, but I'm not a mummy boy. I just look after family. I'm a family man, and that's what it is. Right, I have children. You know, they've all left home, right? But it doesn't feel like they've left home, and they're always ringing, which I love. They love me. They love my wife, and you know, my granddaughter stays with us every other week, and my grandson, hopefully when he's a bit older, he'll be allowed to stay with us. Lucy, make sure you can stay with us. That's good. All right. But the story you already know. I joined the British Army when I was 16 years old. I've had a brilliant time. I'm not going to go into that career, but it gave me a lot of expertise, a lot of knowledge, and a lot of experience dealing with all types of people. You know, I've done loads of meetings in all different parts of the world, and that's what I love. I love meeting people. I love talking to people. I'm quite new on the Facebook, and please bear with me on it. I'm not the best, but I'm happy to see people face to face.
Well, you're a pretty popular guy, Neil, because you're just about to overcome the MP and the number of Facebook friends. So I think a couple of people like you anyway, right?
There's a couple of things I'm going to say. So I hate that word. I'm trying to learn not to do that. A lady wrote to me. I don't know who did it, but we were a little bit abrupt about Lucy, the potential candidate for Labour in Alphington. But I'm going to say I apologise if we come across wrong. I've been told, and I said to the candidate, the lady who wrote to me, that I will apologise for whoever said it. I apologise to Lucy if we said anything which belittled you or was nasty. I've been told, and I've learnt this lesson, it won't happen again to anybody, that you're a lovely lady, and I totally respect it. And I don't care if you're Labour, Conservative. So please accept my apology for that.
That's great. I mean, you grew up in Myrtle Close, I think, didn't you, Neil?
Yeah, Myrtle Close, Alphington, right near the shop. That's in Myrtle Close.
That's the one,
yeah, Tony, we could tell you many stories. on that.
Where'd you grow up, Tony?
Well, I grew up the same place.
Myrtle Close.
I'd like to think it was the same house, Rob, but
Good. Well,
maybe there's something you know that I don't.
I just wanted you to come out and.
All right. Yes, I also grew up in Myrtle Close.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, why did you want to be join? What made you get into politics? Why did you join?
Well,
Reform?
I mean, the thing was, I'd been working and driving a lorry for 40 odd years, and I looked at the way the country was going, and all like stuff like that. And then I looked at my grandchildren, and I just thought, what sort of world are they going to grow up in if there isn't a change? And if no one's prepared to make the change, it's just going to stay the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I just made a conscious decision. Well, I'm going to try and make a difference. Obviously, I didn't expect to end up in the High Court making a difference, but
but it was a learning curve.
it's a learning curve. And I mean, it's been really enjoyable. And it is a privilege to be voted in by the people who did it. Not everyone voted for me, but then, you help everyone out. That's just the way it is.
And Nat, how about you? Why did you get involved in politics?
Well, I mean, I've got to say, it is pure and simply because of my children and stepson and their children's future. Before the May elections, our kids were banging on about reform, and this was before Christmas. So, I thought I've got to stand up and do something for them, and represent them. I might not be the perfect man, but
then who
I thought
is?
I would. No, I know. Yeah, that's it. But stand up and do something that I believe in, and try and make a difference and give them some hope for the future, and not just them, everyone that had the opportunity to vote for me.
What
in the May elections.
appealed to reform in particular? Do you think they offer something different, Nat?
Honesty, just their honesty, and the fact that they can see the country was being led by a uni party, which was going nowhere, and there were people not voting. They were sitting down, feeling disillusioned. Businesses hemorrhaging money left, right, and centre, and reform offers them hope. And I honestly think that we have this one chance to get this right and change this country for the better, rather than seeing it fall down the slope that it's going down daily. So, all we can do is do our best to make the country a better place to live in for the future.
That's exactly why I joined up in December. What about you, Neil? Anything to add?
I've always liked
on?
politics. I've read loads of politics, and I keep updated on it. And my mission was, I see the decline in the country, and I need to put my input in. That small input builds more bricks you lay, more people you get involved, we can have change. But going back to the High Court, this was the biggest threat to my reputation. So my reputation was damaged severely. And we're going to cover that again, but let's just look at it. The papers, the radio stations.
The picture.
There was a key word they used. Fraud.
Yeah. And
That
also
key
corruption,
word.
I think.
Fraud.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big thing for a man who's been given the QVRM by the Queen personally. I've served in all the, fraud. My reputation means more than anything. But we're going to carry on with the story. We're going to go back a minute. I will protect my reputation, whatever cost. I do not lie. I'm there to serve the people. All right. That word fraud really upset me. Really upset me.
Well, it sticks,
I've got to
doesn't
admit, it really got to me. And I don't get a lot of things. I was called racist before outside the football pitch and far right ring. Well, I've never been called that before in my life. Right. And I've proven myself. There's a lot of people out there sit on the sofas with the keyboard warriors. You go out there and prove yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go out and I'm getting a bit personal because it did upset me. And thanks to my wife, my family, I made it through.
Thanks a lot, Neil. So let's should we talk about the initial meeting of the party when we all saw each other in that room at the Imperial Pub, right? We've got a little flash up there. There's a picture of the Imperial inside. There's the chairman up there, his hat on, and well, it says all here. So I think we were all excited. There was a lot of talk about me, but I think we went away without a plan potentially, right?
Yeah, we want a plan.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So I'm a planner. Part of my job was to plan, organise, and design courses, which this fell straight into my lap, really.
Yeah. I mean, we're, at least personally, when I went to the meeting, Nat, I was really enthusiastic to see everybody there, that we were actually going to start moving forward. And I like to have some actions coming out of a meeting. I can't stand to go to a meeting and just have no actions. And we didn't have any actions coming out of that meeting. And correct me if I'm wrong, Neil, but after that meeting, somehow you knocked on my door or we got together and we shared the same viewpoint.
Maybe because I'm an old-fashioned boy and I like structure and I like things to be organised, and there was no organisation. But remember, in defence of everybody, we were new. But I'm pretty good at judge of character, so I did knock on Rob's door and I said, look, we need to get a team together. Let's get this team together. Let's push it forward and let's get, our faces out there. And if Rob knew what happened now.
Yeah, not quite the way you wanted the faces to go, would it?
Okay, so Jess, let's put the next slide up there because basically what we did then was we started launching our team there, right? And it was incredibly successful. We put a lot of hard work in, and little by little, I mean, we just started off us three, didn't we? And then Jess joined us. We had eventually over 30 people. One by one, all the candidates started seeing what we're doing,
well, it all
and
seemed
they
to
joined
click together,
us,
didn't it?
they?
It all seemed to click together, and we did work well as a team.
Yes. And hey, Jess, would you mind putting my favorite video on? It's one of the people I know, and he's Arabic. We even enlisted people. Doesn't matter what their backgrounds were. They seem to enjoy and
well, people want change.
Great,
people,
right?
My view is totally different. I think Labour government is verge of being socialist.
Yeah.
Whether you want to criticise me on that, but look at what they're doing.
Yeah, go ahead, Jess.
My name is Ahmed. I am voting for Neil Stevens on the 1st of May.
He said that, did he?
Ahmed's a great guy. I think he's a fantastic guy. But a couple of interesting facets to that. We're unpaid. There's not one of us that's paid in, or at least, you're paid now. But
well, we get an allowance. Let's get this straight.
Our campaign
and it isn't
team
a
was
huge
unpaid.
amount.
We're all in it for the betterment of the country.
Yeah, we're all unpaid. It was all volunteers, and we had to find the money to get the leaflets done, get them all out there, and it was an eye opener.
Yeah.
I spent a week on my holiday traipsing around Exwick delivering leaflets, and I've got to say that was an eye opener. You meet fantastic people doing it, and I just thought it was excellent.
Yeah.
I don't say I'd do it every day.
And interesting thing that we found out, Neil, but after the election, we went and viewed some different campaign expense returns. And what we discovered is a lot of the parties, the candidates don't spend a penny on their leaflets or anything. It's all funded by central headquarters.
Yeah, correct.
Right?
Yeah. We did find mistakes, but we'll leave that alone.
We didn't have a penny. Our headquarters didn't give us any money because we're a new party, and we came up. In fact, quite honestly, Neil, you and Tony funded most of the campaign.
Well, if you want to make a joke of it, the money I get from Devon Council is now paying my money back, was I spent on the court case. So that might take a few years, all right. But
he's working for nothing.
Yeah.
How did you do yours, Nat?
Well, I mean, this is a long story, but in my ward election, which came prior to the county election, I was personally attacked on X, which put me on my back foot, because it made me wonder whether I was doing the right thing or not. And I spent a few days. Obviously, it shook my marriage. There were hundreds of thousands of either death threats, or calling me a paedophile on out publicly on X. So then I had to move forward from that and grow another skin and go forward and think, no, I'm not going to let them beat me.
Do you think
And
it was
we're
a
not-
coordinated attack?
Oh yeah, 100%. It was coordinated to basically try and ruin my life, which was never going to happen. But to see that publicly, and to see the ease in which they could make a lie up,
Well, yeah, it's
was-
easy to make one up. It's hard to
was absolutely
prove that they're wrong.
mind blowing. But no, look, we've been through that now, and you can only get stronger. And when we talk about like you guys building that team, regards your election, that's where it starts. Teamwork.
Do you think it's because you were reformed that they attacked you?
Oh, 100%.
Well,
100%.
I'm gonna throw a spanner in the works here.
Uh-oh.
All right? I'm gonna throw a spanner in the works. When this
Allegation.
allegations came out and the police started to investigate it by a certain individual, which I won't mention, I have to give respect. Lib Dems, Greens,
Conservatives now.
Conservatives,
Forget about them.
Labour we wiped out, so don't
Yeah,
worry
we don't
about
worry
that.
about that one.
Okay, and the Independents, not one person actually, which they could have contested me, all right? They could have made headlines themselves out of it while I was getting kicked in the gutter by the press and all these other people. I have to say thank you for not lowering yourself to these people. Now, that is from a reform talking to the other parties. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
you on that.
No,
No, I
Right, that
gotta
is-
sort of concur there.
They could have made it harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me just, if you don't mind, add a couple other people to our campaign team. So your wife, Donna, she created a lot of the leaflets with some help and got those all printed, right?
Yeah, I got to take my hat out. The hours and Jess, there's a teamwork behind me, and I can't take the credit
Yeah,
for that.
we'd like to show you, Dana, but she
Yeah,
just doesn't want to come on. She's
Jess
just
is going to
too
come on
embarrassed.
soon. Donna can't because of whatever reason.
And there's some people, for example, one man sticks in my mind, John Reed. I think he was out there in Earth, Wind, and Fire. And he went not only in your area, but he went across the river to Tina's area. And hats off to John. Hats off to David Armstrong. It's just an
It's
incredible
the unsung
result.
heroes, the ones that you don't see, because we're essentially the face of it.
Yeah.
But what a result.
Well, what a result indeed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's, we took out, I mean, can I say it? We took out Labour, which, nobody thought we'd do.
Yeah. So let's, we've got to move on a little bit, guys. We're gonna
sorry,
be a
we're
little bit
running out
behind
of time.
schedule. Naughty.
I know it's
But
off back.
just to close that one topic out by saying that I was your agent, Neil and Tom.
Well, we thought you were our agent.
Yeah, we thought you were the
well, my name
agent.
is on all your boards, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got told differently then, didn't we?
My name is on all your boards that were printed and produced. And in fact, I kept track of every candidate's expenses for the entire Reform Exeter branch. So
Well, this is part of our journey.
that'll
So,
we'll talk about that a little bit more in a little bit.
You are our agent. We thought you were our agent, but this is part of the confusion and the journey we followed.
Now we've got on the screen here the nomination form, because in order to become a
I
candidate,
don't know nothing about this, Robert.
Huh?
What are we doing?
this is your nomination form, man. You know all about this.
Okay.
Oh,
You're
that-
just
yeah.
playing with me.
No, go on.
Huh? In order to become a candidate, everyone has to fill out some bunch of paperwork and submit it to the council, and you have to say who the agent is,
who
and on that
nominated
form.
you.
Just could you put that back up a little bit again, please? Sorry to ask you, but see, I was near your agent, and that was on the form. I can't read that date, but I think it might be the 27th of March, if I remember right. 17th of March, yeah. So I filled out all the paperwork for just about every candidate, really. I drove around to Exeter getting the proposals and secretaries, didn't I? Huh? Is that okay? Is that okay for me to say that?
Yeah, you can say it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he took on the mantle. He did it, and there was a lot of work involved. A lot of work.
Yeah, I wasn't just.
A pretty face.
Pretty-faced keyboard warrior. I drove.
Not just an American.
No, really. Well, one of the really great things about our party is, give you an example, is Tina Beer. You know, she only lost by what, Donna?
25
votes?
25 votes.
And she said, Rob, I can't get a proposer. So I looked up on the database, and a lady named Karen Lowe appeared, and I called Karen, and she says, you know what, I'll sign it. Just come right over now, which I did. Boom, boom, boom. We have some great people in this branch. You know what, Neil?
Yeah.
I'm really thrilled about it. So what's next here? We got the election result. Let's talk about that, okay? Do we have a slide for that, Jess? Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm not in this one, am I?
Well, see that red, guys, on the left? That's red is Labour, blue is Conservative.
All right.
So that was what happened when we went into the election. Do you see any red on the right side, which is what happened?
No, it's vanished, actually.
Yeah?
No, and I think we upset a few people, and
Yes.
I apologise, but we won. That
I
was
mean,
it.
since you're a fair man, Neil, kudos goes to Andrew Ledbetter because actually he was able to hold his seat in the Conservatives.
Yeah, I've
right?
met Andrew many a time, and you know I totally respect for him. And he actually came up and shook my hand, and he's just a lovely man.
Yeah. So anyway, out of the 9 candidates we ran, they did, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
the Greens did well.
let's
Thanks.
let's
Greens
see
did
that
well.
slide again,
Finding
yeah.
us person off
Let's
screen.
give credit where credit's due.
Oh
right?
yeah, and do you know what? I have a good working relationship with Thomas and all that. You know, we work on the scrutiny, children's scrutiny, as in appeals for transport, and we've got a fantastic relationship. Brilliant.
So let me do some quick mental math here, just so no pretty face. But I think there are 9 DCC slots, okay? We won 4. Greens got 3. Andrew from Conservatives got 1. There was a Lib Dem. And let's see, 4 plus 3. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I offhand, I don't know.
So, yeah. So anyway, that's that. But interesting. But evidently, Exeter used to be a Conservative patch. Then the Labour moved in, and then, well, they're no more in terms of the DCC.
Well,
right?
they're no more as county councillors. Remember, they do hold the local council seats.
And so just to wrap that sort of summary up, that little story, great man Michael Cook was elected as the leader of the Reform Council. Is that how you say it?
Michael Five Cook.
Yeah. And Neil, you know, you got to be the deputy. He wanted you as deputy.
Yeah, I was. Well, I am the deputy, and now I have time to put more effort into becoming the to bring the 16 Reform councillors together. We had a meeting tonight, very productive meeting. We are now pushing ourselves. We are actually, after all this and what has happened to Reform with these one defection and one being removed, it has made us stronger. Would you say that?
Yeah, like unshakable. I mean, really and truthfully, everybody all the way through it has been supporting each other.
I've got to say,
like,
when
so we've all got their
you
back.
do hear what these two people put, don't believe everything you hear.
No, facts.
Facts.
You know, the facts
never
are
came
there,
out
but
until
you know, there's two sides to
earlier this
every
week.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we had the election on May 2nd. The deed was done.
May the
Congratulations.
May the 1st.
Okay, polling day, and then he announced it on May 2nd. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
smarty.
Because I was there. I was there side by. In fact, I gave you a big hug on the 2nd.
Man hug, always
Yeah.
look left and right.
Yeah. No kisses. Your wife gets that. Okay. And
That was
then,
quite an emotional day, actually. It was a
was.
very emotional day
Well,
because
we
there's a
worked
lot of,
quite hard.
yeah,
lot
I
of
mean,
work
you-
went into it, a lot of
nobody-
pressure. And when they were counting the vote, I don't know how people stand there doing this count. I didn't bother counting because I believe in fate. So whatever happens, and you got to accept it. But there was people with their notice boards and counting, and I just think, Christ, what the hell was going on? You know, I walked away. I went home. I thought I'm going to bed once it all finished. But,
okay.
you know,
So
But it was interesting to watch.
There is a structure to that.
Yeah.
yeah, well, I'm
It's
not
just
bothered
the
to learn
British
it.
way. That's what I think. You know,
Yeah.
it's the British way.
So after the election, naturally there's paperwork we need to do, right? And so we had a team debrief. The chairman flew off to Japan. Well, he wasn't even there for election day on the May 2nd.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah.
Let's stick to the
yeah.
story of
Yeah.
us.
Well, that is a story. That is part of my
And
story.
we'll stick it in anyway.
Because I had to chase him up and nobody knew where
You
he
know
was.
the rules.
Yeah.
We've been told not to say certain
No, that's
things.
And,
rules I've set.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry.
I always tell the truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we had a debrief of our campaign team on May 6th, and there, yours truly said, "Hey guys, don't forget the paperwork. We got to produce the campaign expense returns, and don't forget I'm your agent. You fought for 5, and Ed was for 4.
Oh.
He's the chairman.
Can't say that.
I can. Yeah, he's.
Oh,
Everybody
right.
knows
You
who
can,
the man
can
is.
you?
I'm not slating Ed. I'm just. He is. You know, I'm not going to get on the naughty step.
No,
over that.
carry on anyway.
He was.
Right, carry
the
on. Carry on,
agent
Rob.
for
We're
4
trying to tell
on,
the
all right.
story. Carry on.
We got a story.
Okay.
It's not about that
Yeah.
person.
Anyway, I'm sure Ed will tell me if it's not.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Anyway,
probably has already.
Right, can we stick to the story?
I'm sticking to the
Oh,
script.
Carl.
You're not sticking. We have got
Right,
those.
We've said
scripts.
from the
Stick to
start we're going to
story.
stick to a story.
I
So
sort of
just do
said the other day, no airtime.
it. Yeah.
No more airtime.
That didn't work,
No more
did it?
airtime,
No,
no
no.
more
Right.
airtime.
That's it
Right.
now. End of
Right,
that one.
Carry on, Rob. Sorry.
Carry on, Rob.
I'm speechless.
That's half his page.
So
gone.
anyway, I started preparing the draft returns because we all wanted to sing off the same hymn sheet, and we had to all get the data because I had a lot of the data. The person who I'm not allowed to mention had some of the other data,
Ah,
so
he's
I
gone
couldn't
back on
finish
track
that
now,
till
look.
the person I can't mention came back from Japan. Okay, so everybody knew that I was the agent, and then when the person that came back from Japan, he basically said, "Hey, guess what? I'm the agent actually for most of the candidates except for Chris Owens." And Jess, could you flash that slide up, which I'm not allowed to show up?
Oh, isn't it? Oh, is this a surprise slide?
Well,
I've had nothing to do with
yeah.
this. I've been in the
Yeah, there you
council all day.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
Neil's denied
nobody
all
can
that.
read that type up there, but basically this is an email to the person that I'm not allowed to mention, saying that, hey, I'm a bit surprised that you're saying that you're the agent because I'm the agent. This is the story.
I don't know what you're laughing at, Nat. I'm the one here trying to keep this civil. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought we had ground rules. They've gone out the
Right.
window now.
Stick to the ground rules. Come on,
Yeah.
carry on.
this is our story.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
We
it's true.
should have
And
got here
it's
earlier,
important.
Neil.
Okay, Rob.
One of the fundamental things here, guys. Okay,
Oh, you
I'll
can
let you
tell
tell
this
your
is off
story.
script,
let
by
me
the
tell you
way.
the
so-
one of the fundamentals, which is fact. Okay, which is that I was only the election agent until 3 days before the deadline. I came in right at the last minute. I was not your agent officially because, although that we thought I was not your agent during your campaign. I had no responsibility to manage your expenses. Okay? So that's that. I can't read what you're saying anyway, guys, so I can carry on. Thanks very much. So I've lost my mojo here, guys. Thanks.
No,
very much.
that's right. You're doing well.
Yeah, you're doing well. So
let's go back
expense
on track,
forms
yeah.
had to be submitted by a certain time. And you were collating all the receipts and you were ready to submit the expense forms, and then you realized that you were not the agent.
Yeah, and basically when the man that I'm not allowed to mention said that I'm the agent, that he was the agent, I said, hey, this is a bit weird, but here's all my work that I did for you, man. And so I sent him all to him, and then he changed some stuff around.
And then went straight.
Off we go.
What, can I say you went straight to the
No, not
police?
yet. We're telling
Oh,
the
oh,
story.
sorry, we're building
Just
it up.
I don't know what you're laughing at. It's not
Yeah, we're
funny.
building this one up. Sorry.
Just get a picture of Nat, Jess.
Might be continuation next week, this one.
Anyway, so what came back basically was a lot of expenses were put in there, which the man that I'm not allowed to mention didn't know at the time. He put in a bunch of expenses like leaflets, which were before the campaign period, because the electoral law is that basically if you incur an expense and use that expense before the campaign period, in other words, before the nomination papers go in, you don't have to put those in the return. So so that's that. Any comment on that, guys, before I move on here?
No.
No, I think you've actually said that quite well, really.
Okay, so, Jess, let's flash up the
Something's
next
got under
slide
your
then,
skin,
okay?
Rob, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Quite clearly.
Let's flash up the next slide. So
On to the
that
next
slide,
Yeah, moving on the story.
that next slide basically says that person is the agent there. See,
Go on, we're on to.
So what else to add?
Well, I
to
mean,
that, guys?
the person. Yeah, well, for some reason it was reported to the police, wasn't it? About about fraud, really.
Well, no, that's.
Oh, we're
you're,
going
you're
past
jumping
that.
ahead, man.
Oh, well,
Christmas only happens once, okay? We can't
oh,
go
all
to
right.
Christmas.
Get it in
no.
there, milk it.
Yeah.
All right, so carry on with the story.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, you guys know the story.
well, I'll tell. I know the story inside out.
Okay. So what happened then was, these draft returns came back with the man's signature on them, right? Because he claimed.
Yeah,
he was
there's
the
three
agent.
separate bits of paper.
Yeah, exactly. And with yours in particular, let's just focus on you for a second.
Yeah, I
okay?
think you had the brunt of it. didn't
With
you?
yours in particular, it showed that you were your expenses exceeded the campaign spending limit, but we didn't. We had thought that, and we were told that donations, which were about 250 quid, part of that didn't count. So, and we were sure that it wasn't. Tell us a little bit about that story.
Okay,
Neil.
so
Yeah?
we all agreed that the form was signed, three separate bit papers. Somebody signed first one, I signed a second one, and then we've got the actual breakdown. We agreed on that. I was given wrong information. He checked it up on Chat GBT, whatever you call it.
GPT.
Yeah, and so I checked it, and it said that you didn't have to do that. It was blah, blah, blah. So I was happy with the form. Let's skip on. Sunday, the form, Tony and I printed a hard copy off, ready to deliver it, but then somebody told me that just send it by digital or computer system.
Who was that, Neil?
The man we can't talk about.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So then on Monday, Tony was in the council, sat next to another person, and this gentleman said, I'm not happy with something, going to change it. Well, that rang a few bells. Tony rang me up and said, you know, the paperwork you've signed is now getting changed. I had no control over it because there's 3 bits of paperwork. So the bells were ringing. But I decided then to remove him as my agent and elect Rob.
Well,
back.
you couldn't trust him. He
well,
was giving you gobbledygook.
But what we
answers.
didn't do is I didn't change the paperwork because what I didn't want to be seen to be doing,
Yeah.
that Ocean
Jess,
things.
could you flash that slide up?
We don't know what these slides are, by the way, everybody.
No,
so.
well, you're
it's
surprising me what
because
slides
you
you
rely
are.
on me to do a lot of work.
Let's just
Because
take
I'm
the
not
slides
another
away
pretty
because I
face.
don't know what's
But
going
well,
on.
what's
there.
on that slide, Neil? I'll tell them. It's maybe if somebody has a TV at home, they can see this. See.
Okay.
But what that slide says basically is the slide on the left is the one that the man that we're not allowed to talk about sent to you. That's the summary of the expenses, okay? And the slide on the right is the man that you are allowed to talk about, yours truly, Mr.
All right, we
Handsome
can
and
mention
Intelligent, submitted to the council, okay? And what it says there is exactly the same amount. So we did not change the total amount.
Because the information we gave, he gave us, I thought was
Yeah.
correct.
And exactly, he did not. At no point were you told that you were going to become a criminal or be.
Well, at no point did we think that it
I'm
was going to be
conscious of time
reported
now,
for
so
fraud.
let's. I mean, we don't have to. We can do it more an hour if we want to. This is not a drama. Okay, so let's just concentrate on you became my agent, and we submitted the forms. Well, as far as we're concerned, nothing happened. It was done. The electoral people were happy. Everybody was
raise my
happy.
hand to that.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what went through my mind then is I started seeing a bunch of red lights going on because by then we didn't know. By then he had a reputation. I wouldn't say anything more than that. And you know something? I didn't need to become your agent, even with all this malarkey going on. I didn't need to. It would have been high risk for me to take you on, guys, with all that baloney going on. But I said, you know what? We're going to trust that man that we never can't mention.
Can't mention, no.
Because
We
he
may
was-
do, though. We may
Because he
do.
was the head of the branch, and we were all in it together. We got 5 flipping councillors elected, and I said, there's no way he's going to try to undermine us.
Well,
or
it didn't
anything,
cross
right?
our mind.
So I said, you know what? I don't think there's any risk there. I'm going to become your agent, you know. And also I did that because my name is all over the boards, and I didn't want anybody to ever say, hey, how come Rob isn't the agent? Yeah, I'm seeing him all those flyers.
Yeah.
So I just thought it's important to add that I did it because I felt that we could trust him and that I didn't feel any risk.
Yeah, and let's go back. The person, which we can't mention, had a duty. He kept saying that his leaflet or our leaflet, he was going to be transparent, honest, integrity,
Well, he was that,
and all
wasn't
that.
he?
And he had a duty because what he signs, you know, he could go to prison.
He's accountable for.
Right, you know, I could open a can of worms on them. We're not going to go down that road.
Well, we may do.
No. So let's skip forward to about what time? When did you ring me? About the 16th. So on the 16th, my wife, because I do work hard, and we all work hard. I hate that word. I'm sorry. I've got to get that out of it. She rang me up and said, "Look, did you realise that you're in the paper?"
What? Hey, just flash that one up there.
No, it's not a very good picture.
Oh no, that was about
They're
2
very
o'clock.
upsetting.
That's
that
what
one.
upset me. The
Yeah.
picture they
picture
used.
was,
No, flash it up, full screen. On
Oh,
that
my
one, yeah.
God.
I
You
mean,
gotta see his
I
handsome
probably
face.
look better, but
Yeah.
that was about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right, I apologise for the picture, guys.
Yeah.
It is 1 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and that's what upset me. Why didn't you use my picture
better
from a
picture.
wedding?
Yeah, yeah.
Or another picture. That's
Can
one
I-
of the worst pictures.
Or
I'm
at least
Johnny,
with some makeup
I have
on
my
there.
hand up in the classroom.
Yeah, go on.
sir, Okay. Jess, could you put that slide on full screen again?
No, you don't
Thank
need to rub
Yeah.
it in.
Well,
Well,
no, it's not the picture I want to focus on, but here's another takeaway, okay? So on the 25th of May, the man that we're not allowed to talk about was your agent, okay?
Okay.
He was your agent, okay? He was your agent throughout your whole campaign with the responsibility to manage your expenses, okay? On the 1st of June, he was your agent, okay? On the 1st of June, even though he was your agent, he reported you to the police, to the press, to the BBC, to the Facebook members.
Yeah, go big
he did
or
not
go
even
home,
give you
wasn't
the
it?
courtesy of saying, I'm going to report you or there's something wrong, Neil. And as a matter of fact, there's another man that I'm not going to mention, even though he was with us on Tuesday and was in charge of the proceedings. I won't say anything more than that. But the interesting man and very learned man actually made a comment, and he said, "Oh, it looks like the man that we're not allowed to talk about reported himself to the police because actually he was the agent, Neil. He was your agent on the 1st of June."
We are totally going off what I said
I'm not
we're
sure
not
if that
going to
was
do.
the judge
No.
or who it was, but
we're totally going off
but
track here.
it was very, very. I was thrilled to death of the British legal system that these persons that were involved in the proceedings could see it right away.
They
that-
took a long
He
lot of work to
reported-
get to
We
that
need to
one,
get
right?
back on track now.
but that's a key
Okay,
takeaway.
let's get back on track. So let's just talk about it. So
Anyway, I'll calm down.
No.
The papers, the TV stations. The word fraud was very, like I said,
It was good for them, and it was a reform.
Yeah, but it affected
Reform
me.
fraud.
Let's just skip forward now because we don't have long left. All right, let's calm it down a bit.
We got
Nat,
all night.
agreed.
Yeah,
All right, there's a lot of passion here, and you can see why Rob broke down in court. Right, but let's go back to the police started to investigate, and I decided, and Tony decided. I wasn't worried about the police really because we don't really.
Well,
didn't
we
do
said,
anything
you
wrong.
know, they wanted an easy win.
Yeah, so
Well,
that's what it boiled
I spoke
down
to a
to.
solicitor. Go on.
Okay. You say don't worry about the police. You know something, Neil? I did not move down to Exeter to have a policeman send me an email saying that he can come around and knock on my door and potentially bring me down and fingerprint me and photograph me. I did not become involved with this reform party to do that. Okay.
Yeah, no,
I
no,
did
and I
not,
know
I
your
did not
passion.
take the risk on to be your agent
Yeah.
to have a policeman. I thought I could trust that person that we couldn't mention.
Can't mention.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I thought we could entrust him implicitly because I didn't want to have a flippin' policeman knock on my door.
Right. So the policeman has a duty to follow up. Has to follow up if there
Any
if there's a thing.
accusations.
So that I have no. The police were brilliant. They have to do it, and I totally respect the police.
Well.
Right. So that's my view, and
That's not my view, but there we are.
So what we done then, I decided my reputation and Tony's reputation, which he didn't have
I
to.
don't think I've got a
Actually,
reputation.
we have to come
but-
on to that. Tony had nothing to
Well,
worry about.
I
He'd
mean,
done
this
nothing
is
wrong.
the thing. The person who we
but
cannot mention.
But do you mention? You got to mention it affected his reputation, and
I
some
left
of the
a job.
establishments in St Thomas stopped sending him emails.
I
and
left
that's
a
a
job.
disgrace because he's not guilty.
Yeah, I left a
Yeah.
job.
Okay, guys,
On
we
good
need to rein this
terms,
in a little
right,
bit.
and
okay?
that's what was
I think
bandied
you're getting-
around.
let's just stick to the facts. You're
All
getting a
right,
bit
sorry,
too
yeah.
passionate. here.
Okay, let's go back to.
So
Not
basically,
mentioning him.
what happened was, and quite rightly so, I'm doggone proud of the party because as soon as, within about a week or two after he reported to the police, the party concluded there's something flipping wrong here with this man, which we've been telling him all along. And on the 15th of June, they suspended him as chairman of the branch. And fortunately, later on, you know what happened? He put a motion in and he used 18 councillors' names without their permission, and he was kicked out of the party.
Okay, let's cut that now. I want to talk about Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just saying, I trusted.
I know. We've got
trust
the
people.
message across. Let's talk about Tuesday. What a fantastic day, Nat. Would you agree?
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's
so-
let's talk about the steps. That's the next thing. How you got exonerated. You know, we put a lot of work into it. Jess, can you flash that slide up, please? We're in paragraph I. You with me, guys?
Yeah, we've just got 10 minutes. That's all. I just want to sum up Tuesday.
Well, we can keep
which
on
was a
rolling.
big. Well, we can keep on going. Actually,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. Let's just
Basically-
keep going.
Yeah.
I apologise. I'm always
we
a
have
clock
to get
man.
the word out.
Yeah,
The
all right.
truth.
Normally it's Rob who's
Yeah.
sort of telling us to keep to the schedule.
You happy, Nat?
I'm not
Anyway,
looking. I'm not looking
That-
at my
what-
watch, so I'm not bored
Let me
yet.
just
It's
summarize.
fine.
That slide basically says that we did exactly what we did in the military, Neil. We did exactly what we did during the campaign. We focused in on the task. We worked our off. And yours truly, I put together, as one of my friends will tell me, I didn't see her for a long time because I was working like crazy. I put together a 45-page brief with 80 appendices, Nat, okay?
Yeah.
And then I figured I'd get a life, and I turned that over to you and your wife.
yeah. So it was. I have to say, I started an affidavits, which took me weeks. I did it when I was away on
quite a few
holiday.
versions at the end.
And then it is 9 versions. But I have to take my hat off to Rob, Mr. Sheridan, 127 pieces of evidence, affidavits. This man was a legend, and luckily, he kept track of everything. Because we can say we're innocent, but we have to prove it. And Robert, I'll take my hat off to that. That was hours and hours of work.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And guess
Well-
what? I've been tested for autism. I'm not autistic, okay?
Well, I
I'm
would
just a
dispute
normal
that.
person that is keen on delivering a result.
I would question whoever tested you.
And in fairness,
How much did you pay them?
in fairness, every minute,
It's the same test Trump took, okay?
every minute spent on that judge was very thorough.
He was very thorough indeed.
Well, let's
You
get to
know.
that story.
Now, guys, we got to move on here.
I
okay?
want to get to that
Yeah.
story.
Donna's giving us a hard time. So, just could you flash up the next slide, please?
It's not what we're drinking,
Now,
is it?
for you guys with a big TV screen, I can't afford a big one like that. But basically, I'm thrilled again. Thank you, Tom, for sending me. I think it's Tom sending this email, which was basically saying that, hey, Neil, Tony, you got our full support. We know and we've read all the work that you put together, and we're confident that you're going to be successful in court. So good luck.
That Tom's Reform headquarters. Thank you, Tom.
That's the great thing about our party is we're a family, and we come together when the chips are down, even when they're not. So what's next, guys? We went to a court hearing, did we? What was that?
I want to talk about. Okay, so we were going to go by train. Realised it's expensive. We were going to take a vehicle, and then other people wanted to come. Nat rung up and said, "I want to come." And
Everybody wanted to come.
Wanted to be there.
I'd have quite happily sat in a roof box, Neil. Would have been fun.
Yeah, so I had to read. I wake up at stupid clock in the morning. I thought, good idea. Let's get a minibus. So Monday I booked a minibus, and that was parked outside Tuesday morning. Thank you, Mark, for letting me use your space in Putney. Yeah, Physio for Life. He's a legend himself. Look him up. He's a fantastic man. So thank you for that. So I didn't have a wink of sleep, really. My wife said I was snoring. I dispute that because my brain was still active. My wife and I could not sleep properly. I was up at 3 o'clock and I had to go round and pick everybody up in the minibus. We finally left here at 4:30 and then met
past
you.
four.
at-
It was
Pick
on
me up
time.
at 4:30.
No, 4:45,
was on
dead
time.
on.
5, yeah.
Picked you up. Yeah. That was brilliant. We drove up. I drove because I've got the biggest license, and I drove up, parked in Putney. That was a journey, Tony.
It was.
Nah,
yeah.
I think
It
you've only
was,
been to
yeah.
London twice.
Well, walking around with all the robots up there.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
yeah,
it is.
no
And,
problem.
So we got on the underground.
Yeah.
We met the solicitor who actually bought us tea and toast, and then somebody reminded me that we're paying for it. Then we went to the High Court. What an experience, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh,
Well,
What an experience, High Court.
it was, yeah. I mean, I can't say any more, really. It was like if you ever see Crown Court on the television when it was on.
you still
You're
wouldn't
there.
want to go there very, very often in your lifetime.
No, well,
No,
hopefully
no.
not again.
But
you
it
know.
was an eye opener. The barrister was fantastic. James, he was brilliant. we met some lovely people. The judge, the judge is there for a reason. Highly respect him. We thought we were going to lose the way it was going. Somebody, the man we can't mention, threw a spanner in the works.
Oh, it wasn't. You know what? It was a rubber spanner. It
He
got chewed up.
So
It
what
got
I mean
chewed
by
up and
that,
spit out, so.
he didn't realize, even though it's been advertised in the local paper on all this, he didn't realise the court case. Then he threw another lot of evidence.
Well,
which
did he?
My team ran rings around that. You pay for the best, you get the best. Right, and they ran rings. The judge.
Hey, we got a live audience here tonight, don't we? I hear a lot of banter in the background.
Well, yeah. So we only have 5 minutes left, but we were one minute we were all depressed, and then next minute, it was thoroughly invested. I think we were there for 4 hours.
It felt like 4
Hey,
hours.
Neil, could I add something to that?
Hour of that was his summing up.
And I've got to say, the quick thinking of your barrister and just,
Well, he lost me halfway through.
What got
He
thrown
lost
at
me.
him was just,
Yeah,
he was a pro, full on. Every penny you spend on people like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Well, it was that, and it'd be
I know
paying
you
for it
wanna
for the
come
rest
in.
of his
Yeah,
life.
let's talk about relief. Relief is where we put our hands up, a mistake has been made. We've signed that form, which is a legal document. All right, legal document. The judge is there to see if we did it on purpose or we made a mistake. So only the judge can give relief, I think.
And he also wanted to determine whether we went over the campaign limit.
I think he just
so
wanted to
he
meet
has
you,
to
Rob.
make sure. So that was
Yeah.
that.
Neil,
So
it's very telling. Excuse me, sir. But just to highlight where it's, if it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it is duck. Is it a duck?
Oh, that's
right?
one of the
That's what I'm
lighter
saying.
phrases.
What I mean by that is, when the man that were not mentioned sent the
mention
email
him.
in. No, it's important. To
Yeah,
note
okay.
this. Sent the email in to the court on Monday night, I think, or Monday.
Well,
night.
as usual, as late
Anyway,
as
we
he
didn't know
possibly
about that.
could.
That's typical lawyer surprise. He come in the last minute. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is the not one single other political party objected or sent an email
No, that's a
or
good
anything.
point.
It's the only person that did was from our party.
He's not
And
our
it's-
party.
He's not our party, and
Well,
I've got to say this now.
He's
what
not
I
our
meant-
party.
You read
What
the
I
news.
meant by that is
You read the news, though, of the person we cannot mention, and he will tell you he opted out of our
it's
party.
a rare occasion
He
for
was
anybody.
chucked out for
Right,
fraud.
right,
Tony,
let's
it's a
stick
rare
to this.
occasion to get but nobody was concerned except for a person that was in our party. So that speaks to motivations to me.
Right, let's
If
go
it
to
quacks
this
like
now.
a duck,
Let's
it
go
is
to
a duck,
this.
okay?
The verdict was he gave us relief and total respect. The police, I think I'm on South, what's that TV tonight? at
Crime
Apples- Crime Watch.
No.
I think
Have
I
you
was
seen
on it
this man?
tonight. I might be on it at 10 tonight.
Crime Watch?
and
Panorama.
this is just to say
Yeah.
thank you to the police for
Here's a
doing a
photo
thorough
fit.
investigation. They've spoke to their commander, and there's no charges going to go forward. And I
Well,
thank
that's nice
the
of him,
judge
isn't
for being very thorough. He was very thorough at looking at that is what we've done, and I thank you for that. Let's get it. We had a result. Rob, he broke down because the last few months has been testing. My wife was emotional. All right, I put my hands up. I can control my emotion. All right, but if I looked at my wife, I might have lost it. So I didn't look. I won't worry about Rob.
A little bit of
tissues
and
come
a
from
little
the
bit
front.
of.
The
There was
court
tissues
clerk
being
give you
thrown
the
all
box.
I
directions.
have a
wasn't
weird sense of humor, but
I need to tell you this before we go.
okay, Johnny.
So we walk out. Nat, we walked across the road. We went into a bar. Dailies. Fantastic. The solicitor came, the barrister came. They were perfect gentlemen. They were perfect. And if their wives are watching, you're lucky ladies that have these two men. But anyway, some bottles of champagne come out, and the rest of the crew had it, and they were celebrating it, and we had a really fantastic time. We had some food, but the story is I couldn't drink because I was driving.
No.
He wa-
But we more than made up for it. Don't
so
worry about that.
we have Nat. How was your experience?
Yeah, careful how many you say we had, because I told my wife I only had 2 glasses. Well, I did offer to drive.
Forget
but
about that
Neil would
one.
have none of it.
No, never drink and drive, guys. Never. Don't use your phone. All right, that's if you know what happened in Elfin the other day. Please don't.
Okay,
use your
guys,
phone.
I just want to
You're
flash
summing up.
Can I just flash up one slide? Just a little humor there, Jess. Could you put that up and play the video, please? There is a video. Just tap it.
I haven't had such a good laugh in a long time.
Well, I don't think he'll be laughing, but there we go.
Second to last.
I don't think that person who we can't mention will
So,
be laughing.
Neil, let's give some thanks to our team and the people that
Yeah,
have
we
helped
appreciate
us.
I
everything.
thank all my supporters. Thank you for all the messages I've had from everybody. I will reply to all your messages. As I said,
And he
I
will as
thank
well.
Everybody.
Jess, can you
I
put that
thank
slide
the
up
police.
and
I thank the judge, the barrister, the solicitor. I thank Lib Dems, the Greens, the Independents.
Well, let's
the lot.
let's
not
let's
the
just a little
independents.
focus here. Our core team, first of all, because we put it together. Okay, Matt, thank you very much for being with us every single time we needed you, and you went way beyond the call of duty, and you and I know that. Michael, your boss, Neil.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. Yeah, in fact, all my councillors have been brilliant. They've all given me support, and I really appreciate that. And Tony does as well, even though he's innocent from the beginning.
Well, I mean, this is it.
And I'm innocent.
Well, you're innocent now,
Yes,
yeah.
we-
I was never
Well,
really guilty.
I just signed the paperwork.
And okay, Paul, you're on there. Okay, man, you can't escape from us. Tom, thank you so much. And you want to mention James on there? James.
We can
Ruccio?
mention these people, you see, unlike
James is our
another
solicitor.
person.
He
Oh,
took
James and Francis.
he
yeah.
took our work, and then he made a work of art
I will
out of it.
go on to our Facebook pages. There'll be a follow-up story just thanking everybody, and that's it. And I think, guys, thank you for listening tonight.
And thanks for the support.
And I'm sorry we went off track a bit, but that's Rob's fault.
Yeah, we're blaming Rob for that one.
I think the biggest thing here is
He's not mentioning his
There's a
name.
big T in life, and that's a team.
It is.
Team, yeah.
And going forward, teams work.
Except for a person.
Thank
with
you,
the-
Jess.
no I in team with him.
Thank you, Jess.
Thanks a lot, Jess.
Thanks for watching, guys.